Alright, my headache has been slain. Hopefully it doesn't come back. Need to try those Blades of Mercy out. Chad, is there any way to use Blades of Mercy and on a blood-tinged character? Because I really do want a gun go burr character. Oh, this hammer is so cool, but I think it's fucking terrible. The fact that it's not just split damage, but split scaling, I just don't see how I would make this work. Sucks, man. What is this 0 out of 3? And this is 3. Oh, that's the blood gem. Maybe I can do something with the gems to make this better. Let me look. The problem is, I suspect what you do is you make it pure fire, but I don't have the stats for that. There's no respecking. Also, why is there no respecking? Increase stam costs. That's not good. Yeah, this makes the fire part better. Doesn't actually get rid of the physical part, though. Interesting. But then it's bad against Ken. It only adds 15% fire, though. It's not, like, that strong. Adds bolt attack. Oh, I see. It literally puts bolt attack on the weapon. That's so bad, though. Triple damage. Like, HP gradually depletes? Who the fuck would use that? Oh, it's so bad. Charge attack up. Lots of rapid poison. That could be good. I mean, not on this thing, but I could see that being good. It really does suck you can't respec. Increase arcane scaling. Yeah, I think the way to make this weapon better is to make it pure fire. If that's possible. I've seen a gem that did that before, I swear. Like, it got rid of the physical and added more fire. Am I crazy? Those are just the shitty gems. I mean, I said I'd be back. Had to lose the headache. Fire attack up. Continuously heals you. Man, unless you can make it full fire, I just don't think you can save this thing. That one adds bolt again. That's the same one in a different slot, I think. Well, do I have one that goes in this slot that gives me health regeneration? Because that would be really nice. No. What to do, what to do. I want to make this weapon good, but not looking likely. I know HP gradually depletes. Not using that one. Fuck it, I guess I'll try that. Physical attack part. I'm worried the fire part only kicks in when you do the switch, because then this thing is just so bad. 18% attack up. There's more fire attack up. The thing is, the downside I actually think is horrible because all you're gonna do is grind until you get the downside that doesn't really matter, like versus Ken or whatever, right? So, especially in PvP. This system is just such an unnecessary grind for PvP, dude. God, the fucking HP gradually decreases. That's a lot of poison. Arcane, physical, reduce damn cost. Maybe I should start leveling Arcane. I'd have to really like this weapon to start leveling Arcane for it. Scaling better. 22% physical attack. That's a lot, at least at this point in the game. Guess that's fine. Okay, chat. I don't mind backseating on this one. Where the fuck do you get a max upgrade stone? I can't believe I don't have one. Like, it's just, like, mind-blowing to me that I don't have one. So this thing's AR now. I mean, it's technically good AR. It's just it's split damage, so it's actually not. There's one in the Nightmare of Mensis. I kind of assumed there was, because it's like the final dungeon. But I didn't explore like as much as I have in the other areas, but I explored it a good bit. Cause yeah, I'm kind of tired of not having a plus 10 though. Silly. You can buy it for 60 insight. Jesus Christ. What do you have to do to unlock it to be bought? Man, I wish the multiplayer was more active then though, because you could just farm insight. Oh, we can buy it now. Fuck it. That is brutal. Like, holy fuck, that's... Dude, I just wish the multiplayer was active, though, because then I would just spam that. Honestly, Dark Souls 1 does it the best. Like, just... It's a good chunk in the game, and you kill Dark Wraith. It's pretty, pretty alright. Yeah, well, rune arcs are so easy to get. Although, actually, I guess Insight's easier to get than rune arcs, if the multiplayer is active. Now, I should upgrade the Holy Blade, but I kind of want to upgrade this hammer because it's so cool. But I think it's bad. Can you switch into switch? Let's see, it'd be, no, because you have to do the switch attack, you have to have attacks, I think. Yeah. About this. It's always that, I guess. It's kind of hard to tell which mode you're in. I guess you don't really switch modes. Really, like, the switch mode is mainly just buffing it, right? And it doesn't take endurance to buff it. I don't think, anyway. Well, if you're not attacking, it doesn't take it. Fuck, I want to max upgrade this thing, but it's a bad idea! Fuck it. I'm mainly playing for PvE and not PvP, so... God, I'm out of my mind. Alright, can I get like a vague idea of where this bloodstone is? I'd like to get one more before we go back to the DLC here. Hey, Frank Bond. Yeah, this weapon looks great. And I love the, like, flame explosion stuff. Whoops! The bridge that led back to the Mikolash boss. Where the fuck was that? I think. Where in God's name was that? Chat. The fact that this is not a very tough enemy. I buffed it and did a fully charged R2, and that was the damage. I'm not impressed. Ooh, I'm not impressed. That is not great. Oh, that's bad. Honestly, everything is like, the shortcuts in this place are so confusing because they're all just the same elevators that I don't really remember how to get anywhere. Yeah, this thing's plus 10. I have concerns. I think it might be okay if like the enemy is weak to fire. But I don't think it even does the fire attack unless you buff it. But I think you're supposed to buff spam it. Did I just miss something in here? Didn't think so. Oh, this must be it. I don't know if that was necessary, game. Okay. It's DLC time. At least that gives me another max upgrade, though, so if this hammer ends up just completely sucking, it's not the end of the world. Let me test it. This is plus 9. Yep, this is a lot better. It's not even close. So even though the sword mode is doing like 400, that's a plus 9. I mean, that's not that bad. Okay. Maybe not as bad as I was thinking. And that's pretty shit, but... I mean, you gotta admit, it's pretty cool. So is there any way to get insight if the multiplayer is not active? Because, how do I put this? It's like when you get to a high level, you're gonna have a harder time invading people. If you want to farm insight, you need to do it when you're in the level range of the Nightmares Frontier, 1000%. Oh, Chalice bosses. Oh, God. Yeah, I need another one for the cannon. Yeah, I want the cannon maxed. Let's see, how much insight can I get myself here? I can technically get one. Okay, does insight affect your stats like humanity did? Why does this get an A? Yes? Oh my god, why do they do this to me? Why does this get an A rank in Arcane? Why? But in a bad way. What do you mean in a bad way? Is more insight equal bad for stats? I need more chunks. It reduces your frenzy resist? So, aside from, like, the cool factor of seeing Amygdala and shit like that, you don't actually want insight then. So what was his name? Willem? He's an idiot. That's what I'm getting out of this. He's a fucking moron. So, I need chunks, but I'm sure I'll get more of those. It lowers your frenzy resist. That is so dumb. Why is this game made this way? Like, I want to max out the cannon so bad, though. Like, I'm really curious about the damage. So, I guess I could use Ludwig's Holy Sword with the boom hammer. And I could make Ludwig's Holy Sword the one that gives me good healing. But... I only want to use it that way. From burned this dish. I definitely agree. There's just so much wrong with this game. Look, this shit only gets a C rank in Arcane, and that's like the only way you're gonna buff the fire damage. And then you give it an A in strength, but then you're like halving the scaling because only, you know, some of it goes up. These bastards, man. So this gets rid of the physical base damage and adds arcane. So then if you were like super high arcane, this would be good. You need to be able to respec in this game. I can't. What the fuck? Why can you not respec in this game? And here's the thing. In Dark Souls 3, they added respec, right? And in Elden Ring, they have respec. So they clearly realized that they needed that system. And they must have realized that before they made Dark Souls 3. So why didn't they add it in the DLC? I mean, this game should come to PC, but they should also fix it up to not be a clown show, you know. That would be great. I cannot believe how flawed this game is. Like, I was not expecting some of the just idiotic design decisions. Like the fucking double teleport to restock your consumables and stuff. And then you having to go to the goddamn chest, right? Like, I would never have guessed. I would have absolutely never guessed about some of this shit. I knew you were going to be disappointed. Let me put these on. I'm sure at some point in the DLC I'm gonna want to use this thing. Kind of surprised I haven't had a reason for it yet. Please don't give me a reason for sedative. Yep, there's a storage chest. That's another thing. It's so hard to find this storage chest. It's just ridiculous. And then you have to use it every time to restock your consumables because it doesn't do it automatically for some godforsaken reason. And then why is the DLC entrance way over here? I can't decide if I should start leveling Arcane or not. Like, do I really like this? Wait a minute. Let me check.
Good hunter, dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gammon awaits you at the foot of the great tree.
In before, not just this has been a dream, but like everything's been a dream. It would explain a few things.
Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close.
It gains... Oh my god. This is a plus 10. It gains 1 AR from a stat in Arcane. Now, sometimes there's breakpoints where it starts to get more than that. But, like, are you fucking kidding me? Well, it gets 3 from strength. So, I'm gonna level strength. Gains 1 from Arcane. Jesus Christ.
Farewell, good mate.
They're just trolling you in this game, dude. Alright. Hunter's Nightmare. Where's my 60 frames per second? Where's my ability to turn motion blur off? That's actually a big one, man. When you're locked onto an enemy and they're doing some crazy shit and you do the little side step and then it just motion blurs all over the screen, it's just like, so much for visual tells. Wait, say hi to who, Lost? You! Got him? So the good news is, though, if you want to use this hammer throughout your playthrough, you can get to the DLC and just run in and grab it and run out. So it's nice, at least. Where did he land? What? He dropped loot. Man, he might have landed somewhere I can't get. Cute. Every enemy that uses a gun is just infuriating. Are we the bad guy? Because like these old school hunters before the church, from what I have seen, they're not really evil. They just don't know what's going on. They don't know what causes the beast scourge, right? Like they're literally like, oh my god, we must protect our fellow humans from this beast scourge, right? Like that's kind of what they're on about. We didn't finish the base game because I've been told if you kill the final boss, you go into New Game Plus. But we've gone up to, like, we killed the wet nurse stuff. I guess I should always buff because it doesn't seem to wear off. Don't mind me. That fucking beast just stunned me so then he got to hit me. And then the beast died, the fucking idiot. What do you want? Huh? What do you fuck you want? That's what I thought. This area so far is the best area in Bloodborne, though, in terms of gameplay. And it's not close. It's like it's so much better than the base game. See, here's the problem. I really need that secondary weapon to have healing on it, because it's really nice when you're just walking around and looking around and regenerating health. I don't want to put regen gems in the Holy Blade because I like the Holy Blade. I mean, so far the enemies are fine. These hunter guys are very Dark Souls 3. Like, way better than enemies in the base game. But I'm not convinced every enemy is going to be like this, right? So we'll just have to see. I missed this. All right. Although, what good does this do? I guess it's a shortcut, kind of. Loot right there. You guys gonna be chill? He's chill. Okay, they're all chill. I'm so confused. I'm really confused as to why, though, some of these beasts are chill, because none of the beasts in the base game are chill. I don't know why that guy just walked into me. They like drawn to the fire? Like, what the hell? Oh, we never got the boot. Okay. Yeah, I thought turning your back to them would get them to attack you, but they haven't. They just run up to you. They don't actually attack. I don't think. Love it. Don't love this enemy up here, though. Oh, those aren't even hunters. Those are like Yarnum guys. I hate this guy. These hitboxes are just bullshit. Like, that hits me. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, there's no... I really don't like those because you can dodge at the absolute last second and it just hits you anyway. So it's like you just have to stay out of its range, which is really boring. Yeah, those guys just suck. Like, because it feels like you can dodge at just the last fucking second and you still can't iframe it. They look cool, I'll give them that. I tell you, the rally mechanic is just there to get you killed. Every fucking enemy is just designed to make it so you can't use it. So much so. It only works on like wusses. I gotta remember to always buff. And like the non-attack buff is fine because it doesn't take stam. Chad, I absolutely love this weapon. I'm not sure that it's good, but I love it. Oh, I fucked up. I didn't line them up like before. Yeah, it is kind of good for parrying. Like if you get a fucked up timing where you parry them, but they hit you anyway. And I don't get the fucking thing. Of course that does damage. Okay, Velstadt. Whoops. I don't know why I didn't think about pairing them sooner. I got kind of the obvious way of dealing with that. I should have healed first. All right. Oh god, there's no way he's gonna. Well, no, he's probably Beast. I was gonna say because I've got Ken down, but he's probably not Ken. We're fine. Although he kind of looking fiery. This is where we fought the Vicar. Okay, he's probably gonna get mad. No. That's surprising. I don't know what that means. Grants eyes to the surgery altar skull. Huh. Looks like cleric beast, but on fire. Well, I mean, there's blood stains in here, although I guess that could be the pinnacle guy. Hmm. I mean, there's even blood stains back. This must be a boss. I'm sure like some people run away from Tentacle Guy and fight him in here, but yeah, and like that, look how far that guy went and he got hit. That's got to be some boss bullshit. Maybe you have to come back here later. I really should do another Chalice dungeon, but fuck it. You destroyed your own thing. Was there another guy? Did I kill the other one without even realizing it? There's two switches. Oh god. So yeah, he has to buff the weapon too. So it does do fire damage without the buff. But that means if the enemy's resistant to fire, this thing is gonna suck. UI. Right, we checked in here decently well before we got the hammer. All right, one at a time. Whew, all right. So chat, people that played the base game, right? And then before the DLC was added, they were just grinding Chalice Dungeon. And then the DLC comes out. I'm assuming they just, like, overstatted it like mad and just fucking destroyed it. Because looking at what, like, Canis GG sent me, you get some really strong stuff in Chalice Dungeons. Alright, this is as far as we've gone here. You know what, I wonder if I can fight him in here where there's more room. There might be enemies in here, is the thing. Jesus, there's way better space in here in that fucking hallway. You just can't see anything. Hello? No, he's in here. There you are. See, now I can't even tell what attacks he's doing. Yeah, so we have this many bullets, right, chat? As the player character, we can totally do this. And we have that much health. Bro, it's honestly cancer fighting him in here because you can't see. You basically have to guess to parry. It might just be because it's dark. Like, kind of hard to tell what he's doing anyway. I was trying to parry him trying to heal, but he never did it. So I imagine that is not very good on the player character because you're not going to have the ammo to use it. Ort knows though. Whoops. And I'm low. God damn it, dude. I don't know why my brain thinks that's the buff button. I guess because it's nothing like the other switch attacks and stuff. Oh man. His AI got like glitched out there. I see that, you piece of fucking shit. You know, I'd love to be able to actually see the things I'm fighting. That would be great. I know what this is. This is such a toxic ass way to fight it when you can't bloody see anything. What? Where could you possibly be going? What the fuck? Guess I didn't want to play no more. Jeez. I wonder if that's enough chunks to upgrade the cannon. Then I could turn my insight in to get a big rock plus in it. Agmidala arm. Be nice to get some more lore on that thing because we never learned that much. A small Agmidala. So they are great ones. That really shows though that what I was saying, like a lot of the great ones aren't actually that strong. Like they're not Elden Ring outer gods. Like they're really not. They're kind of just alien things. They're more like a stall. If anything, they're not even that strong. But I'm sure there's like variance between them. But strictly speaking, the Agmidala arm is no trick weapon of any sort. But certain man wield them like clubs. I wonder what its trick button does. Blunt weapon formed of bone. I wonder if back in the day, if Agmidalas, Agmidalas, whatever the fuck, were more common. Because like, there's that dead one that we saw. Got like gunned down. Seemed to vary a lot in power. Yeah, I mean like the daughter definitely seemed a lot stronger than Rom, for example. But none of them so far have seemed like anything even close to what you see like an outer god in Elden Ring. It's weird though, because this is really based on H.P. Lovecraft stuff, right? Blatantly inspired by Lovecraftian things. But it's actually... The way outer gods are in Elden Ring are more like Lovecraft, where they're very unseen, right? They're very unknowable, right? Where in this, they're very knowable, right? They're really in your face, especially at the end game. And like, you know, some of them are even just directly working with humans and stuff. The only like Lovecraftian thing that's all that knowable is Neolethotep, and that's because it's like not as... It's like a minion of an outer god or a great one or whatever. It's not actually one itself. Is that it? Is this cave a dead end? So honestly, fighting the Blood-Starved Beast as a trash mob is fine, because its moveset honestly is really only as good as like a Dark Souls 3 enemy moveset, so it's like not a big deal. But fighting it in the dark, not big on that part. This just loops around, okay. Yeah, I guess this is a dead end. A little bonus thing for the arm and the Gatling gun. You know somebody just loves this thing. Oh my god, it does have a switch. What the fuck? Wow, that might actually be good in PvP. A little slow, but... Interesting. Probably a very strengthy weapon. C by default, +0. Yeah, that transform attack does seem really good. I love this hammer, though. I actually love it so much that I kind of wish I'd came here early in the game and just grabbed it and gone back to the base game. But there was no way to know, obviously. I feel like that hunter would not cooperate with these things because they're clearly beasts. Probably like just an AI oversight, really. My man. Can't just stand there. It's not fair. He's shooting through the mob. What if I go over here? Gotta spread these guys out. There must be another one. I'm hearing so many gunshots. Yep. Okay. This is just cancer. Uh-oh. Man, I wish I had enough ammo to use a cannon shot. Dude, I really don't like that enemy when you're fighting other enemies because the rate of fire is just perfect to like stop you from doing anything. It's pretty obnoxious. God, we're all the way back here. Really need to be more careful with those guys. Like how someone just spoiled a fucking boss for me though, like really? Literally in the title, dude. That's the only thing that's been spoiled though. It's kind of lame though because like I'm not an idiot, so it's like I can't stop my brain from like putting information together. So it's like I can already tell that's the final boss. There's no way that's not the final boss because the guy the you know Mikulash said that name, so it's a great one, and that's obviously their kid. So I mean, and obviously the final boss is gonna be Eldritch stuff. So it's either like the second to last boss or the final boss. Like thanks. I cannot tell you how often that happens with me though, where someone will say something and it's just like I can't help but stop my brain from putting information together, so it's like you can extrapolate like so much more from it than people think. Dude, I saw this so much during Elden Ring's DLC where people would come into streams and be like, "Has he beat Radon yet?" And it's like, obviously they're not talking about base game Radon because you're in the DLC. So it's like, now they just instantly know that Radon is in the DLC, right? Like, good fucking job. And like, that happened, that's so common. That is like such a common thing that people did during the release window. Fucking insane, dude. Not just me, a lot of people are like that. It's like, you have a brain, you know, when you hear a random piece of information, you're gonna try to piece it together if you like it or not. Like, the only other option that I see is that that's a bonus boss in the base game that I missed, right? But that doesn't seem super likely. Although I'm sure I did miss something in the base game in terms of bosses. I didn't even look at our Elden Ring chat, like when I was doing stuff. And like, I didn't watch any Elden Ring videos. I didn't really watch any streams either. I watched a little bit of PvP, but I made sure to only watch Gundam videos on YouTube so I wouldn't get any recommended. Then once I beat it, and then I started watching streams, and I just, oh my god, the amount of people that spoiled stuff. Like, I saw a lot of people get spoiled on Radon. And like, it was, you know, again, people that did not want to be spoiled, right? It's like, Jesus Christ, man. I'm playing so much worse than before. Really? I can guarantee you, though, they, like, designed that animation to make it so if you try to hit them, to kill them, that you'll hit trade. Like, they're so like that, dude. Although I bet you there's, like, quick, long-range weapons that can do it, and certainly projectiles. It's weird having these guys not talk very much. So used to the base game version. Can't really tell what's on their head. Kind of just looks like a sack. Don't really get it. I do wish this weapon was better, because I love it to death. Don't think that's going to stop me from maining it. Although, if PvP was more active in this game and also wasn't a complete piece of shit, I probably wouldn't use it in PvP, because I can tell it's not good in that, but... Dude, I can't stand when you fight more than one of these. It's just shit. Honestly, I was saying earlier, it's like, I just don't know what FromSoft is thinking when they do multi-enemy encounters. Like, they're just terrible. And every game is like this. It's never good. Like, they designed the combat system just so much to be about one-on-one, and then you fight multiple enemies where it's like, okay, you literally cannot swing at any time without taking damage. So then you're just gonna kite around and spread them out, which is just, it's not fun. And like, not Elden Ring, Bloodborne is really bad about it because it's just obsessed with making these enemies that do like, you know, really spammy bullshit, fast attacks that, you have no, you know, poise or anything, so you just get staggered all the time. It's like the blow dart guys and everything. It's just like, what the fuck? This is terrible. Like, literally, all these other enemies do is if you're fighting one of the other ones, they just spam the blood spit, which just completely shuts you down from doing anything. Like, this is not a fun thing. You know, I can't be like Sekiro and fucking parry the blood spray, right? This is not an option. So far, the reuse of enemies has been fine because it's like they're combined with other enemies and like it makes sense, so it's not an issue. Some games do a bad job with it though. I tell you what though, I actually wish Elden Ring reused more base game enemies. Although I truly wish they had just made more new enemies, but there were so few new enemy types. I remember this. When you're in the St. Trina area, you fight one of those misbegotten like champion guys. From like the boss from Castle Morn, right? And that was like the highlight of my Elden Ring DLC experience. Because like, it was just so boring finding new areas and fighting the same enemies, but I was like, hey, that's an enemy I fought a really long time ago that's got a moveset that I like. And because he had higher stats, it was like fun to fight him again, right? But like, they barely ever did that, right? You just fought the mosquitoes, the shadow dudes, right? It was all that shit just over and over and over and over and over and over. I'm like, you know, honestly, if you mix in some old enemies, I would probably have a better time. Like, I think the ideal is you add in enough new enemies that you don't need to fight old enemies to keep it interesting. But then if it makes sense to reuse an old enemy or there's a fun synergy or something, then you bring them back because it makes sense, right? You don't want to bring them back literally for fluff because you don't have enough new enemies. You know, I'm not exaggerating. Yeah, I've seen people think I'm exaggerating with the Elden Ring. I am not. Like, it is insane. Like, my brother just played through the DLC, and he had the same experience. Like, you get to the fucking, you know, frenzy area, and it's a bunch of rats, and then you get inside the house, and it's really hype, and it's more rats, shadow guys, and then the fucking horn scent, like, mini-bosses that you fight in the very first dungeon. It's just like, what? And like they just never add anything. Like I don't even get it because that DLC was in development longer than any of the other DLCs. It was in development as long as a video game. Motherfucker. Talking about lack of enemy variety. Guys, like, hold my bullet in your skull. Thank God, the fucking Frenzy Zone was the biggest disappointment, I think, in the DLC for me. I did like the boss. He's one of the bosses that's actually good in Elden Ring, which is a rare thing indeed. So, I've got a lure item, but I think it's only for beasts. I don't know if a pebble would work. I could use the Shaman Blade, but I don't think this is hard enough for that. I feel like I'm gonna always say that, and we're just never going to use the Shaman Blade. Like, I really should have used it on those pigs or something in the Mincest area. Incredible. I have stealth now. Need to get this guy to activate. Okay, that's a start. Imagine oh my god, they did do a rat boss in Dark Souls 2, actually, and it's literally just a bunch of rats with a health bar. And like one of them is a rat with a mohawk. That's like the main one. It's pretty terrible. Dark Souls 2 things. Okay, well the pebble's not doing anything. Chat, I love the cannon. Okay? It's the best thing in Bloodborne. The only reason I've maintained any level of sanity. That is just so fucking satisfying. Like, you know what? I don't want that enemy to live. Why did you just... Why in God's name did you just make me do a Dark Souls 1 jump? I just... Dude, I'm so sick of getting hit because of that. You roll at the exact time to dodge the attack, and it's like, oh, nope, you hit the button too close to dodge, rounding, so you jump. And there's not... You don't even need to jump. There's no jumping puzzles in this game. It's fucking stupid. God, that's nice, though. Chat, well, I wish this was an axe. That's the only way to make it better. And I like maces and hammers just fine, so I'm not hating on it. It's just like an explosive axe like this. Like, God, I would love that. Also, chat, why didn't they put a few trick weapons in Elden Ring? It's not even hard to do. You literally just make the switch button the two-hand button. And, like, that's literally what they do in Bloodborne. So it's like, there was no reason that they couldn't put some of these in. I'm actually confused. I do think 60 FPS will really help this game. There are some attacks that just feel so horrible to dodge, but I think they might be okay. I think it's an NPC in 60 frames per second, but we'll see.
You're a hunter with your sanity, aren't you? Must have taken a wrong turn then, eh? Well, we're more alike than you think. This is the hunter's nightmare, where hunters end up when drunk with blood. You've seen them before. Aimless, wandering hunters slavering like beasts. This is what the poor fools have to look forward to. So, don't be brash. Turn back before it's too late. Unless you've something of an interest in nightmares. Oh yes, I see. You sense a secret within the nightmare and cannot bear to leave it be. As if the spirit of Bergenworth lives on within you. Such inquisitive hunters will relish the nightmare. But beware. Secrets are secrets for a reason, and some do not wish to see them uncovered. Especially when the secrets are particularly unseemly. beware. Secrets are secrets. Respect.
Still don't know what actually makes nightmares. I don't know if it, like, if humans do enough stupid shit, they make them, or if the great ones make them. I'm assuming the great ones make them because that just makes sense, but don't know. So we can go in a lot of different directions here. Cat, please tell me their checkpoint philosophy has changed in the DLC. So Demon Souls doesn't exactly have the best checkpoint system. Oh no, they have the exact same philosophy. Oh god. Anyway, Demon Souls does not have the best checkpoint philosophy, but it's like bearable. No, it's not that bad. And then Dark Souls improved it just exponentially. It's actually, I think, the best in the series, right? And then Bloodborne is just like, look, we fixed this problem. So obviously, we must get rid of that fix and go back to Demon Souls, but make it worse. And then they're like, okay, Dark Souls 3 time. And they're like, wait a minute. Were we drunk? That was dumb. And then they go like overboard and they put like too many checkpoints to the point of it where it's like, you don't even need shortcuts anymore. And then Elden Ring is like, hold my grace. And they're like, we'll put 9 graces in the same area. Like, bro, has anyone looked at the Shadow Keep lately? Right? It's like, what the fuck? So yeah, if we could just go back to Dark Souls 1, that would be great. Like, do Dark Souls 1, and then always put, like, a Stake of America directly outside the boss. You should always, no exception, you should always be able to restart the boss instantly. Always. I think it's just fucking garbage if you can. There's no excuse for it. I don't care what kind of gimmick you have. Never should you have to run back to the boss. That's fucking stupid. But yeah, for the rest of the level, if we could go back to Dark Souls 1, that would be great. Really, if we could just go back to a lot of things in Dark Souls 1, that'd be great. The overall level design, I think, is definitely the best there. Bloodborne's is good, for sure, but I do think Dark Souls 1's is the best. Constable glove? They're giving you a lot of armor sets out here. Once upon a time, a troop of foreign constables chased a beast all the way to Yarnum. Must have been a very specific beast. This is what they wore. They became victims of the beast, except for one survivor, who in turn devoured the creature whole, all by himself. What the fuck? This fable is a favorite among Yarnumites, who are partial to any stories pompous. Oh, I see. They are racist. That's kind of like the thing before, because like they're like, that's kind of weird though, because how do I put this? You know, they like it because it's like foreigners, you know, getting their comeuppance or whatever, but one of the foreigners still beats the beast, right? So I'm surprised it's a popular story, huh? But yeah, that's like, you can see that, like, where there are a lot of the stuff they say in the base game. It's like, I guess they think the Beast Scourge is from foreigners, but it's, you know, it's obviously from the Healing Church, who I'm pretty sure, you know, is giving people outer god blood. I was really expecting more information on that, but they haven't given us a lot. Don't mind me. Short memory? I would really like something to actually tell you what the old blood is. I assume it's outer god blood, but like which ones and so on and so forth. Maybe they'll save that for the Chalice dungeons, though. I think they're gonna put a lot of lore in there because, He's like the origin of a lot of this nonsense. Mmm. That is nice. You can regenerate stam while buffing the weapon. See you, Ziggy. This is a lot of work down here. I don't have enough ammo. I think I got rid of my bone marrow ash. Fuck me, man. That could have been so much better. My glory. I really do need a way to... I'm sure there's a blood gem or something you can get to have more ammo. I love how he starts his attack after my attack. So it's like, there's no way to react to that. Now he's just gonna spam this forever. Love this game. Listen, taking 12 ammo is just so fucking bizarre. Wish it took 10. That would be way better. God, they're making this encounter so obnoxious. Damn. Now, see, imagine if I could do a bone marrow ash and just, you know, blast them again. That'd be great. Can't wait to do some chalice dungeons with this bad boy, though. Constable trousers. I'm guessing that fable is true though, because there's, you know, people with the actual armor set.
Very good.
Very good. So many dead people in here, jeez. All right, Fido. Weird, you can't walk on this. So, like, we know the moon made the hunter's dream. So, like, I really want to know what is making these nightmares. Gotta say, the moon did a better job of creating the workshop. This is not what Yarnum looks like. Just saying. Just the absolute millisecond you come around the corner. Okay, game. Yeah, the R1s on this are kind of mid, fortunately. Not the worst, but they're not the best. Oh man, I got a pebble, chat. Truly the DLC loot we came here for. Not our hero. I think this is the aqueduct area. How do I get over there? That's probably how. I would imagine, though, this nightmare was created and is like copying Yarnum as it was a long time ago. Like during the era of the old hunters. Thus, these streets actually being white-ish instead of black like they are now. That's all fucked up, though, because, you know, it's a nightmare. Look at that, look again. Hey, Kev. Damn. Guess we have to get to that part of the level. Jesus, though, you can really see the inspiration for Ringed City. Like, even in the encounters, there's a lot of stuff similar to Ringed City. Really need to upgrade my axe. Why did I just get one shot? What? Like, I just healed. What? It was just like a literally random slash. You made bullets? I wasn't even over by the D-pad. I just clicked the Y button. Like, what? I don't see how I possibly, like, my hand was not even, like, it's so hard to get to the D-pad on a PlayStation controller. I'm so confused. God, now I have to do all this again. Don't mind me, guys. I kind of have to kill some of these because they'll definitely aggro. Yeah, these guys are gonna be a problem. I don't think I can just walk past. I might be able to just go past them. Love it. Chat, I think those guys have the most dramatic voice acting I've like ever heard on a regular enemy. The D-pad dual sense. I have noticed there's like, is there like some kind of motion control shit with this controller? Because like sometimes I emote when I'm not, like I don't bring this up. Oh my god. There is. Oh my, I see that right now. Can you turn that off? Well, that explains a lot. Oh my fucking god, why is that a system? Who the hell made that? Well, at least I know now. I had no idea that was a thing. But yeah, I was wondering why the fuck I was like randomly emoting. Also, I never found a use for make contact. God, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Chat, is the, let me run through this. Is the first, the first instance of this bullshit on PlayStation 4? Or PlayStation 3? Okay, PlayStation 3 is actually the one that makes sense, because I was gonna say, is it the era of the Nintendo Wii? Because the Nintendo Wii is like just, that like broke the game industry with how popular it was. And everyone was like, we have to be like them. And they didn't understand that the reason the Wii was so popular was because of the marketing, the casual aspect, you know, Nintendo games. It wasn't because of the motion controls. It's because people wanted to play Wii bowling with their family and shit like that, right? And so all these other companies were just constantly spamming motion controls, and it was awful. So awful. But yeah, everyone, we just like dominated for so long that everyone was trying to copy it. That's when Microsoft made the Kinect. Oh my lord, dude. The failed products. I'm assuming that this motion control nonsense is on these controllers is because of that. Look at that guy's like moving over there. Nightmare stuff, huh? The fact that that mob lived. Okay, there's Gun Boy. Great lock on. How did I just take that much damage? You want to just sit there spamming the shotgun with your unlimited bullets? This is so cheesy, dude. Dude, I know that's all I'm saying, but like, I just don't, these multi-enemy encounters just suck. Because you're not doing some skillful thing to like kill this guy and deflect the birds and blah, blah, blah. You're just kiting around until you single one of them out. Like, it's just so shit. And it's like, when this guy's vulnerable, if there's a bird there, the bird will just attack when this guy's vulnerable. So then you just can't attack. It really sucks too, because it's like a lot of other action games do not have this problem. Fighting multiple enemies in Devil May Cry or Ninja Gaiden or whatever is completely fine. It was announced before the Wii, really? I wonder if they knew, though, because, you know, the companies know about these things in advance, generally. And I wonder if that's just a coincidence, then. Excuse me. Really off my game today. I don't even know why. This isn't the right way. Get my souls back. It's down here. I'm still so confused as to how I made bullets, though. I just realized he doesn't have my souls, which makes no sense. How am I just not staggering him? Like, I don't understand. Well, I lost my souls, but I mean, they're not here, so I would have lost something anyway. I don't understand. I'm using a fucking hammer, and I just never staggered him that entire time. You know, I don't think I've ever been on a train. Been on airplanes and such. Seems cool, though. And you know, one of my favorite anime is Baccano, which is set on mostly a train, so there's that. If that gives me any cred. I had a grandfather that really loved trains, and he had loads of like train models and stuff. He grew up definitely in the era where they were very relevant, so makes sense. But these seem pretty cool to me. I went to a train museum 4 times in a row for my birthday when I was very little. I mean, that's awesome. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, I like Knight Armor and Gundam and, you know, video games. Nothing wrong with liking trains. But really, I just like mechs in general. It doesn't really have to be Gundam. It's just Gundam is really the only IP that's keeping up with it. Like a Mech Warrior, Armored Core. Although Armored Core's back, baby, so we're in the good timeline. Fucking love Mech Warrior. But that IP's dead, so. I will say, and this is not unique to Bloodborne, but I do get tired in Souls games in the late game where it's like someone breathes on you and you have to heal. Sometimes twice. It's just obnoxious. And it really like destroys the flow of combat. But I'm so sick of these fucking birds, dude. And like, again, they're not adding an interesting gameplay element. They just make it where you cannot fucking punish enemies. It's just fucking terrible. I know I'm like a broken record here, but I've really discovered that overall, I don't really like Souls games PvE combat. Like, it's full of so much tedium and not like actually interesting encounters. There's so much fucking tedium And it's just so trial and error. It's like that fucking boss earlier that does like nothing, and then lasers come out of the sky that if you're not already looking, you won't know about, and it instantly kills you, right? And it's like, okay, now I have to do the whole thing all over again, right? It's just shit. Like I remember, so this wasn't that long ago, but when I streamed the alpha for that upcoming Vindictus game, right? That reminded me so much that it's not me, it's these fucking games. I like action games, right? Like that Vindictus alpha was amazing, right? The bosses were great. They were hard. They were super hard. Well, two of them were hard, but you know, they were hard, but they weren't doing all this trial and error bullshit, right? It was great. You know, enjoyed like every fucking second of that. You know, go back and play Ninja Gaiden, same deal. But then I play a fucking Souls game and it's just like dog shit. It's kind of why I don't really care about Sekiro, because it's just... The one thing I like about Souls games is the multiplayer, right? I love the PvP and stuff, right? It's so much fun. But Sekiro doesn't have that. And then you have to be a fucking weeb. And like, I infinitely would rather play Ninja Gaiden or Vindictus or, you know, whatever. This enemy so far is like my least favorite because his animations are just so much faster that it's kind of just bullshit. I mean, look at that. Look at how much damage that does to me. It's like, what the fuck? I have to heal twice. Like, yeah, that's fun. Really? And like, I enjoy the RPG aspects of like being able to customize your character and all the different armor and, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, the core combat in these games, I really only like Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3. That's really it. I actually don't think it's entirely Miyazaki's fault. A lot of the combat framework is from Demon Souls that was actually in development before he got involved. And it's just these games are so popular. And I'm telling you, I'm not trying to be a dick, but the reason these games are popular is because it makes people feel like they're playing a really hard game, like Ninja Gaiden, but they're not. And so you can beat these games with just persistence. It's like a fucking camera trick. I don't mind Demon Souls, I suppose, but like Demon Souls is really gimmicky. And it actually kind of has the opposite problem where like a lot of the newer games, you know, they're using like fighting game cheats, right? Where like they make a fighting game boss that has like unfair frame data to like get you, right? They start doing a lot of that stuff. Demon Souls didn't do that, but Demon Souls is actually too fair, and the enemies are honestly like they're not actually that threatening, right? Like Demon Souls, it was only hard if you'd never played the series before, right? And so you're just like learning, oh, I'm supposed to roll and equip load and you know, that kind of stuff. So then it's fine, but like if you have any experience with this kind of thing, Demon Souls is just way too easy, with the exception of like a couple of bosses. I will say, if you stay really low level in Demon Souls, it's still somewhat spicy. It's got like 3 or 4 bosses that are actually, you know, keep up and are interesting. But it's been so many years since I played Demon Souls. Like it's been a really long time. I'm curious if maybe it has more Elden Ring bullshit in it than I think. I don't think so. I don't remember it having any nonsense like that, like with the bullshit attack timings and stuff. But it was nice playing Vindictus again and just seeing a game not do the Elden Ring attack pattern bullshit, but still be really hard. So that was nice. That's a big boy. Of course, it has a lingering hitbox. I actually do think a big part of why I don't like these games it's a combination of the whole delayed attack and fire off like a laser thing, but it also is how bad the combat system is about you fighting two enemies, right? Because I was thinking about it in Ninja Gaiden or like Devil May Cry, you know, fighting multiple enemies is totally fine, but it's because they give you a lot more mobility to weave in between enemy attacks and move around while fighting an enemy, right? So you can focus on like one or two of them while still moving your character to not get hit by what the other enemies are doing, right? You just cannot do that in Souls game. Like, not a chance. So it's very common that you get like in frame traps when you're fighting multiple enemies. And that's why you either get hit or you have to like constantly run away and just like poke and run away, poke, right? Which just, it's not the best. I hope they address this. I hope they really sit down and look at these games, because I feel like their ability to make interesting encounters is super hamstrung because of what I just described, right? Because fighting multiple enemies is so like obnoxious. It's really hard for them to make encounters that aren't just fighting one interesting enemy. SOTE. I've heard that. What is that? I know I've seen this lingo. Shadow of the Tree, I guess. It feels like I'm fighting a DMC enemy with Dark Souls player movement. Yeah, I kind of agree. Although I would actually say it's actually worse than that. So like a Devil May Cry enemy can certainly move faster than even an Elden Ring enemy, right? Like its physical ability to walk along the ground and like jump and stuff is normally greater. Not always, definitely not always. I think the difference is in most Devil May Cry games, the enemies still have fair telegraphing, right? They don't do the delay into firing like a laser thing, right? They just don't do that. I'm sure a few enemies do. I'm sure you can find some examples of it. But so in a lot of ways, I would actually say the Elden Ring enemies are tougher. Well, it depends. Like some of their attacks probably have smaller hitboxes. Yeah, actually, this is interesting to think about. So a lot of Elden Ring enemies do the whole delay fire off like a laser, but they do have limited like momentum when attacking, and like their ability to like move forward while slashing or something is normally pretty limited. And their ability to like turn and stuff is still fairly limited. So if you had the movement of like Ryu and Ninja Gaiden, right, and Elden Ring, it would be a joke because you could just physically get out of the way of whatever they're doing and then go back in like really, really easily. But yeah, I do get what you're saying. Especially when you're fighting multiple enemies. I mean, it is fucked. I wonder if I could have buffed there and done the flame damage. I love how that hits me from like downtown. I could not even tell you why that hit me. Like I dodged so like good timing there. I think what you have to do with those guys is you have to literally dodge in a direction that you're just not going to be interfacing with the bell part at all, which is sometimes impossible, but yeah, the boom hammer is great. I do enjoy that. That's a witch of Himwick or whatever the fuck. It's also a corpse, but wasn't expecting that. Chat, I almost like the boss fight with them because there's a lot of cool stuff about it with like the second witch shows up before the health bar so you can actually beat her up, but it's easy to not notice, right? Like there's really cool stuff in it like that, but it's ultimately pretty bad, and you can kind of, there's no way to make it good, honestly. Well, you probably could. I'll think about that. But so like the problem is, if the witches actually had a move set like worth a damn, right? It would just be so obnoxious when you finally like evade the other enemy and then like get to her, and then you can't even attack her because she's attacking you. That would just be terrible, right? But then they give her like the cheap grab, you know, projectile bullshit, which that's not any better. So like I think thinking about it for like 5 seconds, I think how you make that fight better is the witches still don't really attack, you know, but they can like activate a mob, right? Like every so often they can activate one of the mobs and make that mob go into like blood mode, and you know it gets a huge movement increase until it gets to you, so you basically have to fight it. You can even give it like a 1v1 run, right? Like 2, so you have to fight it or something. And make that enemy more interesting. Like something like that is like the best I can think of. But yeah, that fight's an interesting idea, but it doesn't really work. The more I've thought about it, though, the more I'm realizing a big part of the problem, I think, in these games really is the player's ability to move. And like evade attacks physically opposed to using iframes and stuff. Relative to like, you know, the way the enemies are. Because I'm thinking about it, that really is why fighting multiple enemies in Ninja Gaiden or in Devil May Cry is not annoying, right? Because you have the ability to maneuver your character while, you know, fighting an enemy pretty seamlessly. Where you really can't do that over here. Also, they just kind of cheat in these games, right? They just give a lot of the enemies attacks that are like designed to just lock onto you, and it's you absolutely are gonna have to, you know, iframe it or something in most circumstances. And like the players that beat Souls games without ever dodging, if you look at the way they have to do the spacing, it's fucking dumb, right? Like it's super obtuse nonsense, and it takes like forever. This is clearly a boss fight, and we have gotten like there's no lamp here. Man, they're really just not gonna give you a good time with checkpoint. This is so blatantly a boss, though. I played DMC 5 after Elden Ring DLC, and holy fuck, the difference is insane. I know they're very different, but man, the thing is they are different, but they're not as different as you think, right? All of the, well, not all of them, but a lot of these games like Ninja Gaiden, DMC, Elden Ring, they have a lot of things in common, right? The third person action, mostly melee focused, you know, with a touch of ranged stuff. Iframes, blocking, stuff like that. They're actually very similar, especially in boss fights. I would say in boss fights they're outrageously similar. But yeah, I just think Devil May Cry and Ninja Gaiden Black especially are just way better. Oh my god, they're way better. But Elden Ring and Crew have the awesome multiplayer and stuff, which is just amazing, so.
Please. Help us. Silently beast.
Why is this so loud?
A great terror looms.
Holy fuck, I'm skipping that cutscene. That is way too fucking loud. God, that just completely broke my, dude, I cannot fucking play this game right now. I'm really sensitive to noise, dude. Like, I get really, like, autistic when I hear really sudden, sharp noises and stuff. Like, I just cannot fucking deal with this right now. Like, that is so obnoxious, dude. Oh my god, dude. What is wrong with them? Like, what is wrong with them? I have the volume set so low, dude. That was so annoying. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to keep playing this game. I'm really not enjoying it. I don't know how else to put it. It's like, I really have not enjoyed playing this game for the last, like, leg of it. The first chunk of it was good, and the aesthetic was really awesome and stuff. But, like, from, like, the halfway point and on, I have just hated this game. Like, I've honestly just hated, like, every second of it. It's like the quality of, and a lot of it is the quality of life. If the quality of life wasn't so bad, I think I could enjoy this a lot more. But the quality of life in this game is so bad. It's like, it's crazy how much I don't want to fight the bosses in this game. And it's not because of their movesets. It's because if I die, it's going to be so fucking obnoxious to get back, right? Like, that just destroys my desire to play this game. It's so fucking bad. Like, the frame rate's terrible, the motion blur is terrible, the lock-on is terrible, the loading screens are terrible, the restocking your stuff is terrible, the boss runs backs are terrible, and you put all of these together, and it's just, it is such a miserable experience. And then you couple that where it is more Elden Ring-y than I would have liked. I mean, it's definitely not as bad as Elden Ring when it comes to, like, the enemy movesets and stuff, but it definitely has some of that. I cannot believe how loud that cutscene was, dude. That really aggravated me. Yeah, I get in a really bad mood when I hear, like, sounds like that. Like, like, especially when they're just, like, sudden like that, they just really mess me up. I generally have to kind of just go be alone for a while, otherwise I can't, like, reset. Jesus Christ, dude, that makes me like that was just terrible sound mixing. There's no way that's intentionally supposed to be that loud. Like that is just clearly bad sound mixing. I don't know, man. Bloodborne just seems really amateur to me. It's crazy because people hype this game up so much, but out of all of the FromSoft games I've played, this one just kind of just sucks. I hate to say that because like I want to like it because of the like the music and the atmosphere and stuff, but like it's kind of just garbage. Like it's not excusable, like some of these mistakes they make, like the double loading screens and not restocking your consumables. You have to use the treasure chest that you don't even know exists, and it's just bad. Like, I'm sorry, but like this game is bad. You know, it's not bad when it comes to like the art direction and stuff, but I mean, it's 30 frames per second when, that's the thing, Devil May Cry, like all the Devil May Cries on the various consoles generally have a good frame rate. I don't know about DMC2 to be honest, but Ninja Gaiden Black, 60 frames per second, you know, no problem. And this game comes along and is not, the graphic fidelity here is nothing crazy, you know, and it just runs like fucking dog shit. Yeah, if they added to, I think I could enjoy this game significantly more if you fix a lot of the quality of life stuff. I mean, the loading thing is just, it is just so game breaking for me. Like, because it makes it so, like, if something goes wrong, you're just aggravated, right? It's like if you use a bunch of bolt paper or fire paper or whatever, and then you lose or something, it's just aggravating because it's so obnoxious to refill them, right? You can't just do the boss again and refill them. No, you got to go back to Thunder's Dream, load, right? Go to this stupid ass box, and this UI is fucking terrible, right? Like, it makes me dread it. It's like when I did the Blood-Starved Beasts for the first time, and I could tell how long the boss run back was. I was just so you know, I like cheesed the shit out of that boss, right? Because I was just like, holy fuck, if I die, this is just going to be so aggravating. And just like with this boss right here, if this boss were at, he could have the best moveset and I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care. If I have to like fight the boss like 10 times, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind because it's such a long run back. Yeah, I don't know why my guess is and this is not, especially a lot of like wonky games that aren't coded very well. A lot of times like cutscenes don't use these stats. And there's like another stat like that you just is not here that they're tied to, and yeah, that stuff like that can happen. But yeah, that's a really bad sound mixing issue. Yeah, literally just put a stick of America at the bosses. I just would kill to talk to the devs when they were making this game and be like, okay, what are we gaining by making the player do this really long annoying run back? And like I have a dumb feeling that their answer is going to be something stupid like, well, if they're struggling, it'll get them to fight more enemies so they can level up more. When that is not going to work because they just died and dropped all of their souls. Right? So it just doesn't work. But yeah, I don't know, man. I kind of want to just play something else, to be honest. Like, I want to see how the game ends and stuff, but I'd honestly rather just the next stream just play something else. Like, I'm kind of just done with this game. It's too annoying. Like, I think it's kind of obvious from these last few streams I've done. I am not having fun. I am super agitated. Like, that's like a really good way of putting it. This game is just agitating me. It is constantly doing things that are annoying and are making me mad, right? It's not challenging. It's not making me use my brain and come up with strategies and like improve it. It's just being annoying, right? I'm sick of going through loading screen after loading screen after loading screen after loading screen. I'm sick of having to come after all those loading screens, having to go to this fucking chest and deal with this UI to restock my stuff. Like, I'm so fucking tired of this. Like, and I just haven't enjoyed anything in this game in forever, so I just don't really want to play it anymore. I don't know if that's gonna make some people mad, because like people really wanted me to play this game, but like I just am so fucking tired of it. Because even like a boss that I love, right? Midir, right? Love Midir. If I had to fight Midir in this game, I would hate it. I would fucking hate it. Because I couldn't just fight Midir. No. I have to do a giant ass run back. I have to restock my bullshit. I have to do it at 30 frames per second with motion blur. Right? I don't want to fight Midir like that. Right, literally, if you put Midir in this game, right, where there's motion blur, 30 frames per second, terrible lock-on, crazy long run-backs, you know, really hard to restock your shit, I do not want to fight Midir anymore, even though he's my favorite boss in the series, right? The thing is, the game, like, gets worse, right? The game has actively gotten worse as I've gotten through it, because the boss run-backs just keep getting worse and worse, right? And, like, the fucking frenzy lanterns or whatever, right, just get worse and worse. Don't forget, it used to have to, like, minute plus load. So I would never be able to play this in that context. Like, this is just what I'm talking about. We're at a new boss. I haven't even seen its moveset yet, and I don't want to fight it. Right? I don't want to fight it. And I don't want to fight it because I know it's just going to be annoying that if I die, I have to run back forever. And restocking my equipment is going to take forever. And I know that if I lock onto the boss and dodge, I'm going to get motion blur all over the screen. And I won't be able to see what the fuck is happening. Right? I'm so fucking tired of this game. And I really, really hate saying this because, like, I want to like Bloodborne. I mean, what an awesome, like, aesthetic. And the music is super great. But I don't think I've had less fun in a video game in a while. And again, what's so bad about it is what's running the experience is mostly like just stupid shit. Right? It's like stuff that this game doesn't need to have motion blur. It doesn't need to be at 30 frames per second. It doesn't need to make you go through 10 loading screens. It does, like, so beastly, am I out of my mind? Like, why is it that in every other Souls game, if you like die or go back or whatever, it restocks your consumables? And this fucking game, right, doesn't do that. You have to go over here. Like, what? Like, why? Right, like, if you just want fire bombs, you have to go in here and tell it to reload them. Like, I swear to God, Demon Souls wasn't like that. I can't actually remember if Demon Souls was like that or not, but I don't think it was. And it's just, like, I am so goddamn tired of this fucking game. Like, I have not enjoyed the last... And, like, this fucking idiot zone at the end of the game, right? I don't see how anyone can defend this, right? There are no interesting encounters. They're like, okay, what if we take an enemy that has one attack and just existing around it puts frenzy on you, and then if you stop existing around it, it keeps putting frenzy on you. And then when frenzy procs, it does 80% of your life. It's like, what? It's like, well, how about making an interesting move set that you, like, dodge, right? How about that, right? And then you get to the boss, right? And then the boss is just running away from you. And because FromSoft can't code worth a shit, if you hit the boss, they have to make the boss magically teleport to make sure the boss doesn't get stuck and you can't just instantly kill it. So the boss gets to teleport every time you breathe on it. And then the boss goes into a room where a door closes, right? That they give you absolutely no indication of how to get in there. Do you need a switch? Do you need to, you know, like, do you need to kill mobs and make it go down? But no, you have to just go around this giant maze and find some arbitrary ass spot and fall through the floor. And that's like, and then the boss is just a gimmicky piece of shit, right? That just does like outrageous hyper armor and outrageous damage and just does the same move over and over again, right? Like, it's so bad. And then the boss before that is just like a living corpse that just spawns poop out of the sky that just randomly falls on you and there's like no moveset. It's like they ran out of budget and just compensated for like actual gameplay with just cheap gimmicky crap, right? This might be my least favorite FromSoft game. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, there's some real stinkers in their library in the past, but like, I have just so little respect for the game design in this game. It is just so fucking bad. I feel like a lot of people have played this so much that they forget their first playthrough, being confused as fuck in that fight. Yeah, that's what I saw. As soon as I was complaining about it, people, oh, it's not that bad. No, it's fucking terrible, right? It's completely directionless. There's no mechanics, and you can just tell the entire time FromSoft is having to baby their own inability to code, right? Like, the boss teleports every time you hit him because, like, it'll fuck up his pathing, right? And, like, when they want to go to phase 2, they have, like, his body die and he gets a new one, so you can't, like, trap him in the room, right? Like, they have to cheat to do anything because the coding is so bad. Like, I really did not want to shit on this game, right? I wanted to love this game. I wanted to come into this game, but it's just terrible. Like, it is such a mess, and it's a shame because trick weapons are really cool, right? One-of-a-kind aesthetic, right? Great music. But holy fuck, this game is just indefensible. I cannot ingest enough copium to be like, oh yeah, this is a good game. No, this is not a flawed masterpiece. This is a ruined masterpiece. It could have been a masterpiece, but then they kept it in the oven and then forgot, right? And they went to sleep and they woke up and then now it's a charred fucking burnt corpse, right? Like, are you fucking kidding? I just, Jesus Christ. And every time, dude, I see people defending this game and it's just, oh, 30 frames per second's not that bad. Yes, it is. Like, look at when I was fighting that dumbass, what the daughter of balls, you know, whatever. Every time I locked on and side dashed, the screen just turns into a blurry mess and you can't like tell what the boss is doing, right? And this is the thing. Let me find a fucking enemy. Now this is gonna take a second because of the goddamn loading screens. But so, first off, objectively, right? Objectively, 30 frames per second is bad, right? For an action game or a fighting game, right? Because you literally have less of a window to react to things, right? It's not great. So you combine the low frame rate with motion blur, and then, so if you're not locked on, you do this, right? And this has quite a bit of recovery time on it, right? And it takes a second to be able to attack out of it and whatnot. The like lock on dash that you do, this is so much better. This move is just a million times better most of the time, right? So, and then the lock on in this game when you fight big enemies is so bad. It's the worst in the series. Like, they want to, for some godforsaken reason, like the body part they always choose to have you lock onto is the worst, right? So you'll be fighting a big enemy and the camera's basically doing this, right? Or worse, right? It's normally worse than this, so you can barely see anything. And then if you want the good dodge, you must lock on. And so now you're locked on, you can't see anything, and then you decide to side dash, and it fucking applies motion blur, and then now you can no longer see anything that the boss is doing, right? And then you're supposed to like do dodging in between like the boss flame. It's just like, fuck my life, dude. I am so tired of this game. I'll probably beat it at some point, but this is like the first From game or Souls game where I'm just like, I do not have the patience for this. I could go play Plants vs. Zombies. I could go play Armored Core. I could go like jam my face into a wall, right? Instead of playing this game. Like, I am tired of this fucking turd of a game. Yeah, I see. I'm on PS5. Yeah, I've got a PS5. I mainly got it because I'm really into Elden Ring PvP, and my god, Elden Ring PvP is just so much better on PlayStation than PC, so. You can get Eternal Ring. What's that one? Is that like the really old one, which is a first-person FromSoft game with dual analog controls? Oh boy. Oh boy. Is this the one that they made that was like kind of like a VR game or something? You craft magic rings. I may have to do this. I don't know if I'll play it till completion. Oh my god, it's a PS2 game. Oh boy. They released on PS5. Wait a minute. Are you telling me, Beastly, you can't be telling me this. Are you saying right now that they re-released some ancient piece of shit from PlayStation 2, but they're not re-releasing Bloodborne, Armored Core, right? Any of that shit. So that, like, that shit, yeah, no Kingsfield, right? No Armored Core, right? No Lost Kingdoms, any of that, but fucking Eternal Ring. I don't understand. I don't understand. Why is this company like this? I feel like Miyazaki is like, okay, so we're gonna have way more artistic integrity than most companies. We're gonna make really good money value propositions for like our DLCs. We're not gonna do microtransactions, right? We're gonna make awesome world building, awesome music, but then we're just gonna fuck with people. We're just gonna fuck with them. Like, I can't even imagine, right? I can't even imagine how they bring that back, but they don't, like, put Armored Core on PC, right? Or they like, they don't re-release Bloodborne. What is happening? I am so confused. I will have to check this game out, though. I actually love FromSoft's older games, and actually, as I've been playing, like, Elden Ring more, and now Bloodborne, and like analyzing these games more, I'm starting to realize that their old games are just better. It's just like, even like Lost Kingdoms, right? Doesn't have all of this stupid shit in it, right? It just doesn't, right? And like, there's just a lot of the newer games are just, they're just spamming like cheap shit on the enemies to make it like trial and error, right? Like so much trial and error. And then they just have like the worst quality of life on the planet, right? So I've honestly enjoyed their older stuff a lot more. Dude, Shadow Tower Abyss on PS2 is legit amazing. I'll play it one of these days. I always hate playing emulator though. It's always such a pain in the ass, but I know it's worth it sometimes. So I definitely will try that at some point. But yeah, I've honestly, like, Armored Core 4, right? Armored Core 3. Armored Core 4 Answer, King's Field, and Lost Kingdoms, and all. I like those games a lot more than a lot of their new shit. The only thing about the new shit that I really like is the unique multiplayer, right? Like, that's the stuff I really like. Japanese only, but as a fan patch, the emulator's the only way to play it. Yeah, I there's a lot of PS2 games that my chat actually wants me to play, like fucking, what was it, what is the one where it's like Donald Duck in Final Fantasy? I can't even believe I just said that, but that's literally a very popular game series, which I don't understand. Which is why I need to play it. Kingdom Hearts, that's the one. My God, I was not gonna remember that. But I never played any of those games. Don't know shit about them. I don't even understand. How is that a thing? Why is it Final Fantasy meets Donald Duck? Like, that's really weird. It's on PC now, is it really? Is the second one, because people said they wanted me to play the second one, right? Is the second one on PC? Yeah, I've heard that part. Yeah, that they like met or something, like in an elevator or some crap. Play Kingdom Hearts 2, it's the only good one. Is Kingdom Hearts 2 seriously just on Steam? Because yeah, we'll do that. That'd be a fun stream. Chat, what if I like the enemy design more in Kingdom Hearts 2 than in Bloodborne, right? Like the enemy telegraphing and like the way bosses are. What if it's better there? I don't know if I can handle that. I don't know if I can handle Donald Duck being better than Bloodborne. I don't know if I can accept that. The entire series is on stream. How much is it? Is it optimized well? Right, etc., etc. Mickey Mouse's peak. At least I like Dark Souls 3's enemy design, right? For the most part, right? So at least there's that. I don't think I'm gonna become a Kingdom Hearts streamer. I think I'm gonna laugh at it, but we'll see. On Steam, you want Kingdom Hearts 2 final mech. Chat, let me guess. It's not 30 frames per second. Like it's not 30 frames per second, is it? And if it is, then I'm a kill y'all. But yeah, I didn't think so. I can't believe this game is 30 frames per second. I really can't. You made, and here's the thing. Bloodborne was clearly trying to speed up the combat from Dark Souls 1. right? It's easy to not notice that now that we're all used to like Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring, but this is so much faster than Dark Souls 1, right? And I don't just mean like the enemies, I mean the player, right? Like Dark Souls 1 is very slow and deliberate. Like I'm sure some of you have gone back and played Dark Souls 1 and decided to do an R1 attack and then realized it takes 7 years and then got punched in the face, right? So they clearly sped things up, you know, massively, and then they obviously sped the enemies up, and they're like, but 30 frames per second, though. Smash Brothers on the 3DS is 60 frames per second, but a PS5 game port is not. Yeah, so the reason why the port's not is because it's, you're basically emulating the PS4 right now, as far as I understand. They didn't really bring this game to PS5. That's the real shame of it, is this game really isn't on PS5. You can play it on a PS5, but it's not really taking advantage of like the hardware. It's not optimized at all. And the thing is, in the game code, it's locked at 30 frames per second. So you could be on a PS10, right, and it would still be 30 frames per second. That's just never going to change. So they have to do something, right? You got to poke FromSoft with a stick, you know, or Sony with a stick, and they have to actually go into the game and change it, right, in order to allow it to be 60 frames per second. Now, and Beastly can probably answer this. I suspect, because this is how all of the old FromSoft Souls games are, they did the brilliant move of tying the game physics to the frame rate. Because a lot of like old game engines literally have that on by default. I wish I was kidding, but a lot of old like game engines have it just on by default. And FromSoft just like could not be bothered to turn it off, and they built the whole game around that, and then that's just how all of them are. Now they eventually stopped doing that. They eventually realized that was a really, really stupid fucking idea. But yeah, all of their old games are, the game logic is timed to the frame rate, so there was some stuff that had to be changed in the patch to make it work. Oh, we're talking about emulator stuff, I assume. There's a funny part. There's actually a 60 frames per second patch in the game, but it's PS4 modded only. Oh, like someone jailbroke their PlayStation and fucked with shit and fixed it. Why is it called Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 Remix? Please tell me. I've heard that that Kingdom Hearts is a really stupid name, but I don't. What does that even mean? Like, what is the fuck does that even mean? But yeah, I think I'm done with Bloodborne, man. I'll probably come back to it and play some of the DLC more eventually, but like I am so tired of the lamps being just in the dumbest locations, and you open up a shortcut and it's not really even a shortcut. Like the fucking Mensis place, you had to take like 3 elevator rides. It's just like, what? Like, why? You're not fighting enemies. You're not dodging anything. You're not earning your way back to the boss. You're just waiting for a really long time, and it's just I don't understand. I've had so little fun playing this game in the latter half of it that I don't think I can be bothered anymore. And I don't think it's not a good stream. It's when I'm so fucking aggravated, right? I'm not even like making interesting points, or I'm just mad, right? This game just makes me angry, right? And a lot of the Souls games these days do, like Elden Ring and Bloodborne, I would say, are the two that I just really don't like very much. And man, I really wanted to like this game. I really wanted to like this game, but I do fucking not. But yeah, I think next stream we might try Kingdom Hearts. I'm kind of curious. That'll be kind of a funny thing to do. We'll see. If it's like crazy expensive, I might wait. I have the money, but I hate buying games that I don't think I'm going to like really like at full price. So if it's like some $60 shit, I cannot justify that to myself. I'm really bad about that because I'm a streamer and I should be playing different games to just be entertaining. But I hate, like, especially after Dragon's Dogma. Oh my fucking god, dude. Dragon's Dogma 2, to be clear. I have never had more buyer's remorse in my life. Every time I just hear the name Dragon's Dogma, all that goes through my head, Eternal Ring is $15. You see, that's sounding more appealing. I really do want to try that. Old FromSoft games are pretty interesting. But anytime I hear the words Dragon's Dogma, all I think of is the fact that I wasted that money on Dragon's Dogma 2 and I can't get my money back and the game doesn't even work, and that is like the biggest scam of all time. I have so much buyer's remorse with that, and I'll be like on my deathbed and be like, motherfucker, I couldn't even get a refund for Dragon's Dogma 2 because I streamed it for like 4.5 hours and now it's like past the refund point. And so I spent all that money and I've never played it again. I've never played that game again. And I checked on it the other day. They never optimized it. They never like the only thing they patched is you could delete your character. Right? That's all they did. That's it. And like you still can't make more than one character. You still have to get really far into the game to recustomize your character, but you can spend money to do it right away, right? They didn't change any of that. Yeah, that game, holy fuck. At least the first one's fine. Honestly, like, the first one's got a lot of problems, but the first one is so much better. Oh my god, it doesn't waste so much of your time, and you can just, like, easily delete your character and customize your character. Although customizing, they still make you wait a while, which I think that's dumb. And, like, the DLC for the first one is really good. Like, I mean, the first game really does have its problems, but the second one is just so much worse because it has all the same problems. It didn't improve anything, right? So it's like you had a second shot at it and you made the same mistakes again. Like, are you kidding me? Also, the first game runs really well because it's old, so you don't have to worry about it, like, taxing your system or anything, so it runs like a fucking dream. So, like, that's great. Like, I would so be, like, I'd be so okay with just playing Dragon Dogma 1 again, but I just don't want to play the second one. Like, no way. Yeah, and the first one is also super cheap, right? So Kingdom Hearts 1.5 plus 2.5 remix contains Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. I don't know what that means. Kingdom Hearts not rechain, but rechain of memories. Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. I'm very lost. Kingdom Hearts 358 slash 2 days? No, that's a joke. I don't believe that's a real product. That's like a meme that like Mega64 makes to make fun of Kingdom Hearts. HD cutscene compilation, by the way. There's no way that's real. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix Kingdom Hearts Coded. Also HD cutscene compilation. Really important to put that part in there. It's real. I don't understand. Who the fuck? This is the most pretentious, just stupid shit. Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories in the PS2 remake of the GBA Kingdom Hearts Chain of... How long did it take them to make Kingdom Hearts 3? Like, how long did it... I know it was a while. I don't understand. How the fuck... Chad, I'm now, like, so in the mood, though, to just, like, not play Bloodborne or Elden Ring, and now I want to, like, go play, you know, Eternal Ring or something, and then I want to play, like, DMC 3 again, and, like, you know, games that didn't fuck it up. Like, my god, I need to get this game taste out of my mouth, dude. 7 years ain't that bad. Okay, no, 15 or something? Okay, no, that's pretty bad. I was gonna say, I've seen worse than 7. You will get 6 Kingdom Hearts games if you buy 1.5. Do I really need to do that? Can't I just buy the one that people wanted? Like, how much are these, right? Like, do I really need 30 Kingdom Hearts games? I don't think that's really necessary. Wait, can you not? Wait, can I literally not buy Kingdom Hearts 2? 4 games plus 2 cutscene compilations. Oh my god, it's 50. This is why they did it. That's it. That's why they did it. That's why they did it. Because they want to charge a bunch of money. They don't even care about any of those games individually. They just want to get you to spend a bunch of money again. Because they're like, we can't justify selling Kingdom Hearts 2 for $50. But if we put them all together with a bunch of bullshit you don't even want, then we can justify. Why do I fucking hate the gaming industry? I fucking hate the gaming industry, dude. Like, why is it like this? Yeah, I could just emulate it. I don't know. We'll see. That's how I feel about Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's why they made it into episodes. Yeah, I know, for sure. Absolutely. Like, they're getting you to spend so much money on that game. 358, I don't know which one it is. Flash 2 days. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Like, okay, so the company merger happens in 358 days, slash 2 days. It's like, are you drunk? Like that, what the fuck does that even mean? Well, you see, the game covers 358 days. And we're the two main characters. That doesn't make any sense. This isn't Bloodborne 1 night -1, okay? It's not how, like, why would you even do that? Okay, chat. I think that's enough ranting and raving for today. I don't know what I'm gonna play next. Because I don't really want... I feel like it's such a ripoff buying 10,000 Kingdom Hearts games when I only need to play one of them, right? So I don't know. We'll see. And then we got Eternal Ring, so that's a thing. We got Devil May Cry, right, if you want to stick to the action genre. Yeah, there's Terraria. I don't know why I just don't really want to play Terraria. It's too much bother, I guess. I don't know. It was a fun time, though. We could do PvP, right? Because PvP is way better. Like, oh my god, I have so much more fun PvPing than doing PvE in these games. Well done, Lost. Well done. I don't even have to play all of DMC3. I could just do like a stream and play a bit of it, you know, and kind of just... And actually, I'm kind of interested in... I haven't played it in forever. I'm actually interested in analyzing it after this shit show that has been Bloodborne. I could do Ninja Gaiden as well, but I know that game really, really, really well, so I don't really need to play that again. I could maybe play one stream of it. That wouldn't be terrible. Kingdom Hearts... This can't be real. Kingdom Hearts... 0.2, Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage. This is a real game. That has to be a parody. Has to be a parody. At some point, chat is gonna lie to me. They're gonna be like Kingdom Hearts, Duck Duck Goose, -9. Like, there's only so far you can go here. Never played Minecraft. I don't know if that's a good idea. Parody of itself at this point. I do kind of feel that. It's real. Like a Minecraft update name. I don't know really much about Minecraft. I've never really played it. I know it's like way more of a video game now than when it used to be. When it first came out, you know, it was kind of just a sandbox for the shits and giggles, but apparently now it's an actual video game. Anyways, chat, I think I'm out of here for now. I don't know, send me stuff on Discord, like what you want to see, like what game you want to see. Like, just not fucking Elden Ring or Bloodborne, swear to God. Although maybe PvP. Like Elden Ring PvP I still enjoy, but vanilla Minecraft is so boring. Yeah, I imagine. Didn't look great. But yeah, just send me shit on ADF 6, but that's just not out for a while. And like I said, I love EDF. It's one of my favorite games ever, actually. I'd say EDF 5. We were saying the other day what my top 10 favorite games are, and I wasn't sure. But EDF 5 is 100%. Is 100% in my top 10. I would love to stream Armored Core 4 and 4 Answer, but like there's just no really good way to do it. I guess I think I can hook up my capture card to my Xbox, so maybe I could do it, kind of. I'm not really sure. What was I saying? Oh yeah, EDF. But yeah, EDF 5 is unquestionably in my top 10 favorite video games of all time. But like no one really wants to watch it. It's like I guess it's not a very good stream game. I don't know. So we'll see. I will say though, I think EDF 5 is best when you play duo. I think like quad, like a team of 4 people, it's too easy. But I think duo is just like the absolute best way to play that game. I think it's still really fun solo, but I do think like duo is the best. Isn't Gundam Evolution dead? Did they bring it back or something? I mean, I could stream EDF 5 if my regulars want it, I'll do it because I'm not trying to build a stream channel anymore, right? I'm retired. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I don't need money anymore, Chad. I can be an idiot. But the thing is, how do I put this? I don't want to stream something if my regulars don't really want to watch it. It's just not worth their time, right? Because at that point, I can just play it off stream or whatever, right? So even though I don't care about like building my channel anymore, I still want to stream things that my regulars actually want to watch, right? I might need to make like a channel where I can like anyone that's a regular gets access to the channel and they can just suggest what they want to see. That way I can get like an idea of what the fuck people actually want. And sometimes you have to take a risk and stream something your audience doesn't even know they want to watch. That's actually, that's such a thing, right? That's such a thing. A lot of times the audience doesn't know what they want to see, especially with new games and whatnot. But yeah, that's kind of my point. But yeah, I mean, if people want EDF 5, I'm happy to play it. I'd love to beat it before EDF 6 drops, which comes out in like a week and a half or something like that. Blaze Blue's dead. Okay, that's not real anymore. It's never coming back. I really don't want to play Hades 2. I honestly don't like the dev practice around that game. I don't like how they handled it at all. I don't think that game even needed a sequel. I'd honestly rather play Hades 1 over playing Hades 2. I really just don't care for that game. There's just so many things the dev did that I'm just like, what the fuck, why? So it's not really a game I want to support, to be honest. Especially like all the early access stuff and everything. It's just like, what the fuck? I feel like you really can't stream Blaze Blue unless you're like hardcore, because there's no one that plays it anymore that hasn't been playing it for like 10 years, right? And I haven't played it in 10 years. So it's just, and I'm not gonna play it enough for it to be interesting, right? I'm not gonna sit down and play it enough to get good again to be able to actually, you know, compete. And so it's just, there's no real point. It's a great game though. I mean, like Blaze Blue is the best fighting game I've ever played. There's just so much variety in the characters, and what I really like about, not only is there variety in the characters, but it makes the variety in the individual matchups really unique, right? Like the individual matchups. One thing I really don't like about Blaze Blue though, and this is a really big negative, is the skill required to play different characters is so vast that it can honestly be kind of stupid. Like I don't remember which game it was, there's so many, but it was one of the games where like Hazuma was probably like at his hardest to play, and I would struggle so much in ranked with Hazuma. I could barely do anything. Then I would play a character that was easy to play that I didn't even practice on, and I could just whoop people's asses. Right? And that is such a problem in Blaze Blue. There's just a lot of characters that like, you literally can't play them unless you just like grind to get good at them. Even if you have good fighting game fundamentals, right? Like just what you have to do under the hood to actually play them it's absurd, right? It's like, you know, one frame links and shit like that. And then there's other characters like Mai that you can just, you know, as long as you have good fighting game fundamentals, you just literally mash one button and you can kill your opponent as long as you attack at smart times, right? It's really imbalanced like that. Yeah, I think it was CS. Yeah, because I think CS had like really complicated Hazuma combos. He had like that like one frame like dash. You did this little mini dash, like, connect stuff. It was so fucked. And you had to, like, do math to do your chain stuff. It was really dumb. He got a lot easier, though, in later games. But, yeah, that shit was fucked. Yeah, I remember I would train with him all the time, and I could barely do anything. And then I would play characters that I never, like, trained with, and I could just destroy people. And it's like, yeah, this is stupid. And it just has that, like, I used to play, like, Blaze Blue a lot, right? And I'd get friends into it and stuff. And you would have like friends that would just coincidentally pick a hard to play character, right? And then the other friend, neither of them have ever played the game before, right? And the other friend picks like a really easy to play character. Guess who wins, right? Every fucking time. And they don't even know why, right? It is a real problem in that game. Like the skill gap between the characters is just outrageous. Oh god, I feel like Pokemon would just bore me to tears. A lot of my friends have told me that, and like Kairos told me that and stuff, so I think it would be a problem. Like it looks really boring to me. Emerald is at least green though, so I'll give it that. But like the few clips of it I've watched bore me, and I can't even imagine playing it. It just does not seem like my kind of game. Yeah, I think I would just be so bored. Yeah, it's not very engaging. I think all of them would be too easy. I think everyone thinks Pokemon games are too easy, and that's why people mob them and do all the randomizers and that kind of stuff, because the games themselves just don't really demand anything of you. Yeah, it's like really simple. But yeah, by all means, post stuff on Discord. We'll try to see what... And I might just kind of look around. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for hanging out. We might play Bloodborne again someday. I don't know, man. I might just wait until it's at least 60 frames per second. The frame rate, man. It just like wears you down, man. I really had enough of it. But yeah, after today, I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm just so happy to quit. And not deal with it. Anyways, boys, I will see you later. Take care.